Obviously, it goes without saying, we welcome you all to the 2012 Oldham Rugby League Club first team presentation night. We've got a real good night lined up for you. Just to give you a quick flavour, obviously, first of all, we're going to have the meal served, and then we will do the highlights DVD. We've got 6 awards to present tonight. We've also got the Jersey Street Band on, doing 2 spots, who are a fantastic band, and all the lads will be pleased to know that we are going to relieve you of some money as well, which is all going as a whip round for Smithy's retirement present, so give generously.
Me prochain-là.
Okay, come on, let's have a round of applause for all the tries and all the efforts from the lads. Right, we're just going to crack on now with the first official part of the evening. Before we do that, I know I have been taking the mickey a little bit, but we've got a couple of players, certainly one who has announced his retirement, although he was only with us for this season. As I've said publicly in the paper this week, he's been a model professional throughout his career, which I think was 15 years. A bit of a latecomer to the game. But when we got the opportunity to sign this guy at the beginning of the season, we hoped that everything that we knew about him as a player and as a person, he would bring to the club, and he did that. And a little bit aggrieved that he was only credited with 2 tries up at Workington on Sunday. Wardy and Nooney fighting over the 3rd try, but he made a point to Roger when Roger phoned him this week to get a few quotes off him that he actually got that try. So I'd just like him to stand up and take a bow because he's been great for us. Paul Smith. And also one other person who has been with us for 2 years, and hopefully if things go well, I would like to think that he might be with us for a 3rd year, because he has epitomised really everything that you think about a rugby league player being, and that is tough, determined, committed, uncompromising, and doesn't necessarily get the plaudits that he deserves as far as I'm concerned a lot of the time. But believe you me, you speak to any of the lads that play with him and they will tell you that he'd be one of the first names that he would have, or they would have on the team sheet alongside him week in, week out. And he's got to have a big operation on his knee in November, and depending on the outcome of that, he'll then make a decision as to whether he can carry on or not. But please stand up and take a bow. Mark McCulley. Okay, so the first award that we're going to present tonight is the Supporters Player of the Year, and this is very kindly sponsored by ORSA. So on behalf of ORSA, to make the award, I'd like to ask Paul Worley to come up, please. Okay, obviously this is a very important award because it is you, the fans, who vote for this, and it probably wasn't that close really this season in terms of who won this. And probably watching that DVD give you a fair inclination as to who has won it. So, the 2012 Oldham Rugby League Club Supporters Player of the Year is Miles Greenwood.
Focus, Murphy, focus.
I think somebody should stay there and sit on the seat.
Thanks, Phil. Miles, step forward, mate. Don't pretend you're shy now. So, first of all, tell us your reaction to being named the Supporters Player of the Year for this year.
Just really pleased, to be honest. I mean, I'm just the person who puts the ball down behind the whitewash. It's the other lads, it's people like Rats, it's the forwards who do all the hard work. I get the easy job, to be honest with you. And I know it's an old cliche, but it's true. People like Dogger as well, who work really hard behind the scenes and give us a good game plan. It's thanks to all those lads. It lets me get all the tries, but they do all the hard work. And it's, like I said, I know it is a cliche, but it is the actual truth. So this class to all them, to be honest with you.
Okay, well on the back of that, we'll have another vote then, when we have a break, and then give it to somebody else. He might be being modest though, which really he's not modest, this fella, because I've done contract negotiations with him, so believe you me, that, you know, he's not shy and retiring. But seriously, he has had a fantastic season for us, and although it's only going to be one season, which we'll touch on later on, very deserved Supporters Player of the Year, Miles Greenwood. And the next award is something of a one-off, and in order to make the first of two presentations, I'd like to ask Martin Roden to come up on stage. Do you want to say a few words, first of all, about who's getting this award and why he's getting it?
Well, if you told us which one it was, I would. Well, I didn't know until you showed me that, didn't I? No, you never told me. To be fair, I've been at the club 4 years myself, and obviously before that I've been at other clubs, and you have people at clubs that get looked over a lot, and people don't realise what they do behind the scenes. And from the words I'm using now, everyone in the room knows what I'm on about, and the players, you know, they all know what I'm on about. And I've got a place in my heart for this guy, and he knows it. So this award's going to Paul Ulbert for his.
Right, next season. Prize taking it up. What's he carrying all year?
Scratched.
Testimonial.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Martin. Mind yourself on that, Lee. No, you hang on a minute, just put that down. I think, as you saw by the appreciation that was shown in the room there, not only the players but everybody else recognises that Paul's done 10 years as kit man, and you know that's almost like a throwaway comment. That doesn't come anywhere near to telling you just how seriously he's taken that role, how much he's done for hundreds of players over the course of that 10 years, and home and away games. You know, gets there usually before the away groundsman. He's got his own keys to every ground in the league. And the preparation and the time and the effort that he has done that, together with Bev on countless occasions, has been absolutely outstanding. And there's no doubt about it that he will leave big shoes to fill. He's now in the process of applying to the Rugby Football League for his testimonial. But it remains to be seen whether he's granted that. But on behalf of the club, Paul, I'd also like to just show our appreciation for everything that you've done. Not only Kitman, but everything else as well. Paul Ulbert, everybody.
I'd just like to thank everybody for these awards. Thank you very much. Obviously, yeah, I have done 10 years, but it wouldn't have been possible without the support of the family. So I'd just like to thank Bev. I'm not disappearing. It's just one journey has come to an end and another journey starts. Thank you.
And the next award in this first part of the evening is an award that is very kindly sponsored by Spindle's Town Square Shopping Centre, and it's the first time that we've done it for each of the three teams, under 18s, reserves and first team, and it's the Unsung Hero award. And in order to make this presentation to the winner of this, I'd like to ask to come up on stage Alex Thompson and Jamie Dallymore, please. First time I've known a player, I've several agents. Tomo's got the same t-shirt on that he had for Mad Monday with reserves last year. I know, it was a joke. good to see that Janet's got confidence in the lads. The first question was then, who's least likely to drop it? Now then, this award, as I say, unsung hero, and basically the scope of the award was to cover anybody and anything to do with the club. And whilst primarily we're here to recognise the efforts of the players, the award for this year has gone to somebody who, in my opinion, has gone above and beyond the call of duty in terms of watching the lads in what has to be said has been a difficult season, but it's been a difficult season because this person has been quite seriously ill, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for all this, but has been undergoing chemotherapy for a long time, and was absolutely desperate to see us go up this year. Unfortunately, we weren't able to achieve that, but you know, week in, week out, even though they haven't been feeling particularly well, they've still been there, travelling the length and breadth of the country and supporting the team and been supportive of the club in everything that we do, whether it be nights like this, whether it be the reserves, the under 18s or whatever. Good timing that, because she's just come into the room. So the first ever winner of the Fred Lawton Trophy, the big one, everybody remembers Fred, big part of rugby league in Oldham at schools and at the club. So the first ever winner as the Unsung Hero Award for 2012 goes to Tracy Bradley. I'm not going to make you... Do you want to say a speech? I didn't think you would. Probably got only a few swear words for me anyway after that. But absolutely 100% support for you, for what you've done for the club and what you're going through, and everybody has got massive admiration, Tracy, for the way that you've stuck with the club, and we're looking forward to seeing you at games for a long time to come. Tracy Bradley, thank you. Well, this is an excellent band, and you are really going to enjoy listening to these guys. Big round of applause for the Jersey Street Band.
Thanks very much. Just before we start, you might start thinking, what are these guys play? We actually play all our own songs. This was the day, so we were wondering, like Chris said to us, would you play the presentation, dude? So we were hoping, like, we don't want to just intrude on your party and stuff. The Jersey Street Band is a country rock band we started a few years ago, but we're actually releasing an album in America on Tuesday. We're hoping to go over there and basically rock the place and hopefully achieve the dreams we set out to do. So if you like what we do, we've got some CDs, and you're all welcome to a free CD if you want the album. If you don't enjoy it, then just leave. We're going to carry on playing. So, does anyone like the Eagles or the Rolling Stones or anything like that? Well, the BBC said that we were somewhere between the Eagles and the Stones. And Bob Harris plays us on radio too, so tune into that, you might hear it. Back here, don't you know what's to overcome with hunger? down. Hey, gotta make it out of this town. Yeah, we're all crazy too. I turn and look at you and I see that the river's running down. Pale blue river's running down. Pale blue river's running down. Yeah.
And the next award is the Players Player of the Year, which is sponsored by Doughty's Gym. And to present this award, I'd like to ask Neil Roden to come on stage. Big round of applause for Neil. Players Player of the Year, very important award this. Lucas!
What?
I bet you were always in trouble at school, weren't you?
Me?
Yeah, you. You're Lucas, aren't you? Shush now.
Shush, boss.
Players Player of the Year, very important award because obviously this is the one that the recipient is voted for by his peers and therefore it means an awful lot to the winner. And we did manage to get all the players to vote for it, which was an achievement in itself. So the 2012 Players Play, it's not you, Lucas. Instead, you've actually got to have taken part in some matches. The 2012 Players Player of the Year.
Subway.
Big round of applause.
Yeah.
Miles Greenwood.
Ollie, give us a wave.
Two Subways and that with some.
Come on, man, step forward, mate. Got to say something different to what you said last time as well. So, like I said, Players Player of the Year. You explain to everybody why this is such an important award to win.
Yeah, it's all thanks to me, no one else. No, I just want to echo what I said earlier. It is all the lads, and I do just put the ball down, which is the easiest part of the job.
Well, wait, it's depending.
Don't ask about that.
Don't ask me for what, no, you're right.
You still got them shades on, you weirdo. No, this is to the lads, so to you boys, thanks a lot. And thanks to Graham Allroyd, Jamie Acton, Neil Roden.
Well done. Players Player of the Year, Miles Greenwood. The next award is the Clubman of the Year award, which is the one award that I get to choose. Never gets any easier because again, it's to recognise somebody who does work for us outside of what is normally recognised, whether it be playing staff or whatever. And this award this year has gone to somebody that has volunteered for us over a number of years, has had one role in particular over that period, and has not only carried out that role for the first team, home and away, but also for the reserves, and has done it, as I said, without ever sort of trying to draw attention to himself or anything like that. He just turns up week in, week out, and sometimes, you know, it's easy to sort of forget the value of people like this, even though on nights like this we always say, like any other club, you know, whether it be Oldham, whether it be Wigan or whatever. No club could survive and operate without volunteers and without everybody pulling together. And this guy is a big part of that. So I'd like to give a massive round of applause, please, for the 2012 Clubman of the Year, Ian Cockcroft.
Half-time score, come down the half-time stop.
Ian, I don't know if you noticed when he actually got up and he did about the first 10 paces, he was actually applauding himself. So he obviously thinks he's worthy winner of it. But Ian, on a serious note, obviously, like I say, you've been involved for a few years and you do the stats, although some of the lads reckon that you're wrong with them sometimes, particularly in terms of mistakes and things like that. But it's not an easy job when you're doing it in the heat of battle and stuff's happening all the time, and probably attends, loads of matches and probably goes home and think, right, what happened during that match, because he's concentrating on that much on what he does. But he's also been helping Ashy and Brocky with the reserves. Ashy and Brocky this year, but over a number of years he's done the kit man for the reserves, he's done the stats, he's forgot to do the team sheet, he forgot to take the kit once. But no, on a serious note, Ian, we do really appreciate everything that you do for us, and hopefully you'll continue to do that. Thanks, Ian. Clubman of the Year, Ian Cockcroft. Okay, the next award, which is very kindly sponsored by OHM Electrical Services, and is going to be presented by Martin Roden, and he will explain this decision, is the Coach's Player of the Year.
Before I jump straight into saying who's won it, I just want to pay a reference to a few of the boys who I think have had good seasons. Alright, sorry. I'd love it if you told me, Chris, what order I was going to get.
Not making Lucas.
Alright, sorry. Miles might as well come and get the trophy then, lad. What I want to say is, before he does get here, he goes on about putting the ball down over the whitewash and stuff like that, but what I admire most about Miles is when we're in our own 22, he's first in for do a scoop. No matter how hard the game is, no matter how hard it is to get out of our 22, he got us out of there all the year. So it's not just about scoring tries, it's about getting us out the trenches as well, so other than that.
Okay, man, so we know the crack, step forward a bit. It's nothing to do with you. You only put the ball down over the whitewash. This is for the lads, blah, 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 blah. So, come here. So why have you signed for Batley then?
You got a better slope, Chris.
It's a straightforward question.
It's the biggest slope.
Oh no, no comment.
Biggest slope on the pitch.
Seriously.
So it's nothing to do then about the fact that you've got a fetish about running up hills. You go from White Bank to an even bigger one at Mount Pleasant.
No comment.
Tell you what, this is amazing. I've never seen this guy lost for words, and I'm sure lads are thinking same as well.
There's two subways there, ground.
No, to be honest with you, it's nothing about the money or anything like that.
It's a mention, lad.
No, it's not. nothing about the money. The plan was at the start of the year, if Oldham go up, that's it. Stay with Oldham, and we're playing in the Championship. It wasn't the case. Batley came in, and it might be a bit of a selfish reason, but I wanted to play in the Championship, and it just worked out that way. And unfortunately, Oldham wasn't in the Championship, so I had to make a big decision, and it was a big decision because I've really enjoyed it this year. Really good set of lads. The dog has done really well when he's come in. It's a good club, and to some good supporters, including you, Jerry. And it is
You love it, Miles, lad.
Yeah, it
Well,
was really
was the
disappointing. But at the end of the day, I had to make a decision. The decision's been made now. But I've been really glad, and I was happy that we'll spend a year here. It's been enjoyable.
I don't think anybody would argue with the fact that when we were fortunate enough to be able to sign Miles at the beginning of the season, when he was asking for too much money everywhere, I mean, he became available to us, that we knew we'd signed at the very least a championship player, and he's demonstrated that by the fact that, like I say, he's going home with security code tonight. He's got something approaching 15 quid's worth of trophies there, so but he has had an outstanding season for us, and it's been recognised not only tonight but his effort week in, week out on defence, on attack, and Miles, all that remains to be said on my behalf, in respect of everybody else that's here, thank you and good luck. Miles, good luck. I'd like to ask him to come back up on stage. Obviously, as you're all aware, during the course of the season it became necessary to change the coach, and Martin stepped into the breach, and I think the difference that he's made and the way that the lads responded to him before he even says a word deserves a massive round of applause.
It means a lot coming from yourself, that, and I know Miles has stood up here and made reference to what kind of job he thinks I've done. When I went in, I just wanted the boys to react to what I was doing and give their best for me as I was going to give my best for them. And I don't know which game it was, but I said, listen lads, whatever happens in the playoffs, so it was Gates said, whatever happens in the playoffs, I really appreciate the way you've took to what I'm trying to do. The transition from being a player assistant coach to being the top dog, they made it easy because everything I asked they did, so that was quite easy to do. In terms of performances and that, I think we did improve towards the end, but it was a little bit too late. It has been disappointing. We all set off at the beginning of the year, whether you're a player, Chris, Paul, whoever's involved, we all set out to gain promotion, and that was the big one, and we failed. So in some part, myself, the players, we're all a bit responsible for that. But I think the way we reacted at the end of the year and put our bodies on the line as they did, and they just show that they can do it, and they're really good players. So. I was gonna say before I gave out Miles' award, I think even in a bad season, some of the boys have really stood up and been counted, especially the lads who've come out to the reserve grade. Dally's had a great first season. People looked our little outstanding at the end of the year, moved into centre. We have Slimer, who nobody in the league wants to tackle because they come off worse than him. But yeah, the boys have done really well in terms of their own performances. I think week in, week out, over the year, we had like 8 lads play well one week, and eight different ones play well a different week, and we couldn't quite put it together until the end, and I think that's why we've come short. So, but other than that, well done lads. Smithy had a top effort as well in his last stint there. Just thought I'd pay a special reference to him. So, well done lads, thanks.
Okay, the next bit now really falls upon myself to sort of sum up the season, and first and foremost, I think everybody would accept that it has been disappointing. We were the last team to lose our unbeaten run, and at that point, you know, I think everybody was thinking this was going to be the year, but the luck that we've had, or lack of luck that we've had with injuries has just been incredible, really, and that had a massive influence on what happened after those first sort of 4 games, including the Challenge Cup, and by the time we were starting to get players back, it was too late, and as players were coming back, others were out injured, and you know, at the beginning of any season you need some luck with injuries. You know you're going to pick them up, that's the nature of the game, but you do need some luck, and you know, in true Oldham fashion we've had nothing but bad luck. But I do take my hat off to Dogger, because when he stepped into the breach, you know, he had a job on his hands, but he relished that task, and you know, the players stood up for him, and you know, tried their utmost. You know, really we could have been studying quite easily tonight, looking forward to another playoff game up at Whitehaven on Sunday, but it wasn't to be. But you know, it's not also, or not just about looking back and sort of cursing your luck. You know, we have to look forward, and that's one of the things that you get the opportunity to do in sport, whether it's week to week, whether it's season to season. And I think, you know, we've demonstrated in the last few weeks that, you know, we've got a bunch of players here that are committed to the cause, that they are prepared to dig deep. And one thing that people don't see week in, week out is the commitment that the lads put in just to be able to take the field at the end of the week. You know, they're all working, and then they're coming from work, and obviously quite a few of them are travelling as well to get to training, and then the training, going home up early the day after, and you know, they're doing that for sort of three months before they even touch a ball on a pitch, and then throughout the course of the season, and you know, they're playing with knocks, and there are so many things that the lads have to do and the coaches have to do, you know, to be able to get a team on the pitch each week. So I think before we do anything else, I'd like every player to stand up and take a round of applause for the commitment that they've shown. We've all listened to Lucas during the course of the matches, where he's mouthing off, giving it to his teammates, he's giving it to the opposition. And the only time that I said to him that he'd been quiet during the course of this season was at the Workington game, when Elliot Miller was using him as a punch bag. And Smithy chirped up. He was following me the Tuesday night after that match. He was following me across the pitch, mithering me about different stuff. So I said that to him. I said, that's the only time you've been quiet all season. And Smithy said he wasn't quiet. I heard him keep shouting help. Yeah, good old Jamie there, me and him. Regular trips up to Redhall. Moving forward, obviously, you know, we've got to be honest and say, like we say every year, that, you know, we're going to try in 2013 to get out of that bloody division, which, as we stand here now, you know, there's still only 8 teams in it, and it's the division, if we're being honest, that nobody wanted to be in. Already 2 new teams in terms of University of Gloucester and Hemel Stags, and we're led to believe in the next couple of weeks that there will certainly be an announcement regarding Oxford coming in. The other club that is being mentioned at the moment, although there is still a debate as to whether they will be ready or not, is Coventry. But the RFL have actually said that if there are only 9 teams in the division, they will still go with that competition, and if Coventry aren't ready, then it will be a 9-team comp. I want to make it quite clear as well, because, you know, I understand the frustrations of people within this room that, you know, we might not sign this player, we might not sign that player, and you know, as inevitably happens each year, players move on from the club, other ones come in. But it isn't easy, and you know, an awful lot of responsibility falls on my shoulders, and I want to make it absolutely clear that you know, we're very, very fortunate at the club, not only to have the supporters that we do, because for me, they have been absolutely outstanding this season, home and away, and they deserve a massive round of applause. We're very fortunate as well that we have a very loyal and dedicated staff in terms of the people who work in the office and who work on match days, whether it be from Phil, the ground safety officer, the people in the office, John, Lorraine, Janet, and now Rebecca has been roped in, little did she know. But everybody goes above and beyond, you know, what you would normally expect from an employee, and we're very, very lucky in that respect. But, you know, we can only move this club forward with everybody pulling in the same direction. And whilst it's probably easy to sort of point the finger at me and saying, why don't he do this, why don't he do that? I'll repeat what I've said numerous times before. I'm only doing it on my own because nobody else wants to do it. So if there are people, and you are aware of people that want to get involved, whether it be with me or instead of me or whatever, please get them to come in touch, because it's very, very hard. And I think that, you know, when things start to come out about what we're trying to do with the ground developments, and, you know, I share your frustration in terms of you're probably thinking what's happening, etc., or we don't know this, we don't know that. There are reasons behind that, but I can assure you, and the staff will gladly tell you, that I do spend a lot of my time in terms of meetings and progressing that. And we're trying to make sure that, you know, in a very short space of time between now moving forward, that there will be significant developments within the ground. We know what the limitations of it are at the moment, but everybody has a part to play in this, and, you know, that's the message that I want you to take away tonight. But I do, to finish off, appreciate everybody and the role that they play within this room, whether it be players, whether it be coaches, whether it be staff, whether it be the wives and girlfriends of the players, because, you know, the support they give to the lads when they're doing all that commitment that I said during the week, after working, and then on match days, etc. You know, that is vital to make sure that the lads are in the right frame of mind. And we've seen what happens when they don't get that support, so I take my hat off to them as well. And without naming individuals, because I will trip myself up and forget people, you know, all the volunteers that work for us in whatever capacity, whether it be during the week or whether it be particularly on match days, people who do the rubs, like Paul, who's been singled out tonight for his service in terms of the kit man. We have people that help in the boardroom, we have people who do Golden Gamble programmes, a whole host of things. And like I say, rather than name them, because I will forget people, you know, I would just like to say on behalf of me and everybody connected with the club, a massive thank you to all those, and I'd like you to put your hands together to appreciate those. And just to finish off, it is also important to a club of our size to appreciate and give thanks to all our sponsors, who without them we can't do what we can do. And tonight we've got several representatives of different major sponsors of the club here, as well as all the player sponsors, who again, big part of support for the club, and I do really appreciate every player sponsor's support. But on the top table we've got representatives from Airplant, who have been our main sponsors tonight this season. Thank you very much. We've got Robin Sarah from County Car and Van Hire, who came on board this year together with Airplant as sponsors for the first time. We've got Pam and Ian from Ampwire. And we've got Keith and Shirley Mullaney, who have been through thick and thin with us from day one. So the upshot is, if there's anybody out there that wants to have a go in terms of helping us, no matter how big or small, I would only be too delighted to welcome people. And that is a very, very important message. We'll be doing our utmost to get together a squad that is capable of getting us out of that division next year, and in some respects I think it might be easier than it was this year, where so many teams had set the stall out to get out of that division this year.